There was one star in particular that stood out though as being totally unlike all of the others. Instead of getting 1% dimmer, like stars do when giant planets pass in front of them, it got much dimmer, 5% dimmer, 10% dimmer, in one case it even got 22% dimmer, as if something more like the size of a star had passed in front of it. We still don't have a good explanation for what is going on. And it seems to essentially be ordinary in every way, except that it keeps getting dimmer. The astronomer who was first in charge of solving this mystery is Dr. Tabitha Boyajian, because its catalog name is hard to remember and because she's so associated with the star, it's colloquially come to be known as Tabby's star after her name.
So the way the Kepler telescope works is that sometimes, if we're lucky, the planet will pass in front of the star from our perspective on Earth, and that makes the star get slightly dimmer. And so Kepler is looking at 100,000 stars simultaneously, and it's watching for each of those stars to see if they get slightly dimmer for a couple of hours.
There was a lot of data, a lot more than astronomers could deal with by themselves, and so they enlisted citizen scientists who would go to a website and look at some of the gobs and gobs of data that the Kepler Space Telescope was producing to see if they could find any dimming events that the astronomers' computers had missed.
So the interesting thing about Tabby's star is that when the planets pass in front of the star, and Kepler sees them, that has a very defined shape. It should be flat, it should go down as the planet's in front of it, and then it should come back up, and that should happen very repeatedly. With Tabby's star, the interesting thing is that it doesn't seem to be obviously regular, and the shape of the dips that it displays don't look like what a planet should look like. And it's very difficult to understand what's causing those.
For decades, people who study the search for extraterrestrial intelligence have wondered how we might notice that they're there.
So one of the suggestions is that this could be aliens, but for an extraordinary claim like aliens, you probably need extraordinary evidence as well.
And in 1960, a physicist named Freeman Dyson came up with the hypothesis that they might have extremely large needs for energy. Give us thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, even billions of years of advancement, and we might need as much energy as our entire star puts out. So if that has happened to other alien civilizations, then we might notice them harvesting the energy from their star, either because they've got maybe something like giant solar panels that are blocking the star's light, or from the heat generated by their industry. An astronomer named Luke Arnold pointed out that if these sorts of giant solar panels exist, that they would have to pass in front of their star occasionally, and the Kepler Space Telescope might detect them and would be able to tell that they weren't planets in a few ways. The citizen scientists, the planet hunters who spotted this, found something that looks eerily like Luke Arnold's prediction that we might see if these solar panels were out there.
Short answer is we don't really understand what's going on with Tabby's star, and that could mean that it's aliens. It probably doesn't. It probably means there's just some physical mechanism that we do not understand that's causing this. But further observations, further modeling will probably reveal to us what it is.
It's been over a year that we've been studying this. In fact, it's been over 4 years that Dr. Boyajian has been studying this. But we now have a lot more information. Astronomers all over the world have been studying Tabby's star. We've had space telescopes point at it since then, including the Swift Space Telescope, which is operated here at Penn State, including a search that I'm leading at the Green Bank Telescope, the 100-meter radio telescope in Green Bank, West Virginia. It's a really great puzzle. It's fun after a whole year that indeed it is as weird as we said it was. We were always sort of worried that there might be some really prosaic explanation that everyone had missed, and that would be really disappointing. But the mystery has held up, which suggests that whatever it is really strange. Life in the universe is something we know exists, at least, here on Earth. Intelligent life is something that naturally arises. Given all the stars, we don't know the probability, but it doesn't seem unlikely that there's intelligent life out there.